Hey everybody, welcome to Homesteading Off the Grid. I'm bringing you another fall mast and winter prediction update. Look at all these walnuts. I've got a whole trailer load of walnuts. This is about the fourth one for the day. And now mind you, we've already done our walnut cleanup once this year. This is the second time and I still have quite a bit to go. So what's this have to do with winter predictions? Two things. Well, winter prediction and plus some odd squirrel behavior I'm going to talk about. And this is why I'm hauling these nuts as far away from my house and my family as I can. Okay, number one, the mast. The amount of nuts, berries, fruit that nuts, berry, and fruit producing trees, shrubs, and vines grow each year. That's the mast. It's very heavy this year as we're heading into winter. Okay, this year has already been the rainiest year since the settlement of Jamestown, at least according to me. So I would dare to reason that this may be the snowiest winter since the settlement of Jamestown, at least according to me. Now, secondly, we have noticed some very odd, very aggressive, very dangerous gray squirrel behavior here on the East Coast, particularly in Central Virginia this year. This is not a joke. This is, I know it's October as of this recording, and this is not part of our ghost story series. My wife and I have gone on several hikes this fall to look at the mast, and plus because we just love to hike. And there was one time in particular where we were ran out of the woods by an aggressive gray squirrel. He or she followed us through the forest, throwing hickory nuts at us the whole time we're trying to hike. And we have since witnessed similar behavior from these squirrels here on our property, here on our homestead. So I'm gathering up these walnuts, and I'm taking them about a quarter of a mile away from our house to where the edge of our field meets the edge of our woods, and I'm dumping these nuts off there along the tree line, hoping that the squirrels will stay up there and far away from our house. They've been coming up here in the trees. They're not taking the walnuts on the ground. They're going up into the tree, plucking the nuts out of the tree and throwing them at us to drive us back into our house. And then they're coming down to the ground and getting the nuts. I mean, there's so many nuts. There's enough for us and the squirrels, but they are being so aggressive. It's leading me to believe that it's going to be a very bad winter, and when they run out of nuts, they may try to come inside our house and take other food sources. So I'm trying to keep them away from the house. So join me as I head up the hill to take this squirrel bait up to the squirrels up there so they'll stay up there. So here we are at our campground in the spot of my morning ramble. So the only danger I face by doing this is, yes, I'm keeping my family safe down at the house, but what sort of dangers am I bringing upon myself sitting up here talking to myself every morning if there's tons and tons of rabid gray squirrels back here? Well, potentially, I don't think they're rabid. I think they know something about this winter that we don't, and they're here acting very aggressively to warn us. Okay guys, so here I am. I've dumped even more walnuts out. I brought up 2 cartloads so far here at the edge of the woods, and I'm watching the screen behind me there for those gray squirrels in case they come. Guys, these squirrels are being so aggressive and they're acting so strange this winter, or this fall heading into winter, and the mast is so heavy. I really fear we're going to have the worst winter since the settlement of Jamestown. And those of us who know our history and know it well all know what happened that winter. The Indians had to come bail the Pilgrims out. They were so thankful they created a holiday over the event. They call it Thanksgiving, and we've celebrated it every year ever since. If the activity that these squirrels are participating in, if their behavior is any indication of what this winter is going to be like, we're going to have such a bad winter that we're going to have another holiday and call it like Thanksgiving Part 2 or something, and we're going to have to celebrate 2 Thanksgivings every year after this winter. I hope I'm wrong, but this is just as I see things based upon the mast and the squirrel activity. Another concern I have with leaving these walnuts here is that we may possibly have a Sasquatch type creature on our property that brings us gifts. I mentioned the other day my wife and I lost my son's drone in the top of a tree while we were test flying it, and then the next morning it was 2 steps outside of our back door, and we have a cover on our roof like a porch top, so it couldn't have fallen out of the tree, which was 30 yards away from the back porch anyway. Some people think my cat did it. We'll know if these walnuts are still here. I'll be able to tell if the squirrels are getting them, but if they end up behind my back door, then the Sasquatch is just foiling our plans to keep the gray squirrels away this winter. But regardless, folks, prepare for what may be a bad winter based upon this squirrel activity. So we'll continue to keep you updated with more videos. Thought I heard something. My gosh, between the squirrels and the Sasquatches, you can just never be too sure. It might just be the rain. So anyway, thanks for being with us for more here, or for another video here at Homesteading Off the Grid. Make sure to check back with us for more later. And keep your eyes on those squirrels if you have squirrels where you live. Get those nuts as far away from your house as you can.